Hello, welcome to episode 3 of the podcast. First of all, thanks so much to anybody who has been listening so far, giving me some feedback and just basically taking the time to listen to what I'm doing. I really appreciate some of the feedback I got from folk from last week's podcast. And if you haven't listened to it, go and check it out. As some people seem to be getting something from it, which is epic, and what I'm doing this for. So today's podcast is going to be the first one with a guest and somebody to chat to. So I'm not just going to be sitting here myself. I'm going to be bringing on, well, it had to be as the first guest, Ib. Ib is obviously the owner of Elite, where I work, and someone who I owe quite a lot to. Ib was my coach when I decided to take on a transformation, and yeah, he's the reason I'm working in Elite. He believed in me. He put a lot of faith in me. I'd like to think that I'm repaying him that faith with how things are going in Elite. Up to this point, that's over 3 years I've been here now. But yeah, he took a chance on a newly qualified coach, and he helped coach me up. He helped me with how to run a business, and as he didn't want me to just maybe go into a gym not really knowing what I was doing and to end up maybe not succeeding, and yeah, I'll appreciate that forever, that he done that for me. So yeah, going to sit down, have a chat with Eve about all things Elite, about his story, about how he got into the fitness industry, going forward, and various other things that should hopefully be quite epic. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and here is my conversation with Ib. Hello.
Dun, dun, dun.
How you doing?
I'm well, mate.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thanking you. I feel honoured. It's my first one. You're taking my my cherry here.
Well, you're my first guest.
Am I?
There you are.
Nice.
Couldn't have anybody else on first, mate. So, how's your day been?
It's been good, mate. It's been quite easy sailing, to be honest.
Aye?
Everybody's been in like that. I'm on it. I know what I need to do. I'm at high five.
Good stuff. So you're fresh? Ready to talk?
Aye, always ready to talk, mate. I don't know if fresh.
I know.
I don't know if fresh.
I think we're going to be here all night, aren't we?
Do it.
First things first, mate. Give us a wee introduction. Tell us about yourself in regards to obviously how you get into the coaching industry, where you started, how you ended up where you are.
Bosh, okay. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Ibrahim, and ultimately it started for me back in Kilmarnock, I suppose, where I got the opportunity to move into fitness away from retail. I was in retail for years, like all my days, so my disdain and hate for it was thorough. But it all I'd been like known to do or tried since, like, even my dad had a shop. I mean, 2 shops. So I'd even worked with him when I was like 8. So it was the norm to me to work in a shop. And I kind of got to the stage where I was applying for jobs, and I was sending CVs, and I was making it in nice fancy paper, and I was doing all the things I had to do to get an office job. And I've still, it's on an older laptop, but I've still got all the files of sent CVs, mate. And there's like, I think there's 45 like applications I made to jobs that I never ever got. And I did genuinely start to kind of think, right, I'm not that good at school.
In the gym?
No, this is like me probably like 14, 15, 16, 17, do you know what I mean? Because I knew, like, at school I was a bit an arsehole, so long story short.
Mostly as well.
I was like, right, okay, I'm not doing too well at school. The uni thing's not going to pan out. My plan was, everybody's telling me I need to go to uni and get a degree, and that's not going to happen because I scraped by my standard grades, you know what I mean? So I was like, right, may as well just look at a decent paying job. Like, end of the day, it's just what you're bringing in at the end of the month, so sooner I start, maybe I get stuck in. And nobody wanted me. So
What were you putting in your CV?
mate, Well, I found out that maybe my CVs were twice as big as they should have
Oh,
been.
okay,
So the envelope was quite thick, so I think folk went, no. But a really weird situation, mate. Like, really weird. I might need to watch names and stuff here because it's going to... But what kind of happened was I was training my guy in a Bannatynes that I used to train him. And I was never a great fan of training partners and that, but it's a story for a different day. In the grand scheme of things, I was pissed in the morning again about work, right? So he's fed up hearing it. He's like, mate, everybody asks you for advice with exercises and stuff. Now, since I was like 14, I started home training with weights and a wee bit of martial arts. And basically, I just kind of taught myself. I went to the library, remember them?
Yep.
Got a couple of books, listed exercises for body parts, started putting programs together, would show them to my PT or my PE instructors and go, what do you think of this? Does this work? Blah, blah, blah. I made splits, put them all in. They kind of thought it was a bit OTT. I was like, it's only a 3-hour workout, what are you talking about? And I loved it, but right, so I used to keep making them and I would draw them all out and make them fancy and stuff. And it was just like a York dumbbell barbell set that my dad had got, that him and my uncle got basically used twice. And I enjoyed it. I just knew that I enjoyed it. And I didn't know anything about food or anything like that. I was 14, do you know what I mean? So, kind of skipping forward, that bank of exercises had built over the years, and I now had a computer, and this was like segmented into a Word file between body parts. So it was like 400 exercises. And what had happened was I was really dismissive of gyms. And basically just a wee bit up my own arse, because I'd taught myself so much up to the age of like 20 that I'd never stepped foot in a gym. And the local gym to me at the time had this amazing spa and all the rest of it, and that's how somebody got me in. So what they said was, look, I've got a free pass, do you want to jump in? There's a great spa, there's birds in the jacuzzi, do you want to come? I was like, yes, I'd like to try that.
Can you knock back that sauna?
Telling me, mate.
Got to get about it.
So I was like, right, okay. He said, right, we'll go and get a training session first. Is that right, sound? And as soon as I stepped in, mate, as soon as we started the session, I felt like the biggest walloper. Honestly, mate. Like, my training session was easier. I didn't have to chop and change the weights, slide them on the bar and that.
Yep.
My dumbbells were pre-made. Everything was just easier and better, and the session flowed. And I got it. I totally got it, why you would join a gym. So I left all my ego and that at the door at that point and just started to embrace it and thought, right, okay. And the spa was epic. Probably one of the best spas I've ever been to in my life. It's no longer, it's been knocked down now.
Right.
But that was really where it changed. So even in that first gym, boys kind of saw me doing different things for maybe arms. Obviously everybody wants to train their arms and that, so they would come and ask me questions and we would get stuck in, and I'd try and show them exercises and that. Then I went to the Bannatynes with him and he was saying, ever since we've been training together, I've seen boys come to ask you for advice. Why don't you do something like this? You obviously hate it in retail. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, stand all day, like, in my gym kit. And I'm looking about the gym at this point, right? I'm like, in my gym kit, like, helping boys with their training and lassies in spandex. Oh shit, right? And literally at that point, it wasn't like I never ever thought of getting in the industry. It was his one sentence that totally changed my whole outlook of what was happening.
Epic.
And I realised that, fuck, I'm sending all these daft applications to office jobs. And that's why it's not working.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was like,
What age are you now? 20?
22. So basically what happened was really weird. 21. What happened was we needed a bit of cardio. And this is like a week later, really quick after that conversation. So we needed a bit of cardio. I went into the studio across from the main gym, and in the studio is a girl hammering out a routine full blast. This girl happens to be one of the closer friends of an ex-girlfriend that just broke the heart of. Okay. Right? So I opened the door to go and get ropes. No idea that she's going to be in here because this girl's to trade. I think she's actually a solicitor, but she's in here banging out a Les Mills track.
Yeah.
And I just opened the door and like, shut that door. Right? And I was like, oh my God, right, I can't walk away now. I look like an idiot. So I walked in, and a few of the friends hadn't been the nicest, so I'm expecting the same shite. So what happens is, instantly she puts off the music, and she's like, oh, hiya, how you doing? And I'm like, alright. Can't believe she's talking to me, do you know what I mean? And I said, you taking a class? Like, you getting ready? Am I interrupting? She's like, no, I'm just practicing the new release. I had no idea what that meant at that time.
Mate, I just can't imagine you being a wee shy guy like that.
Well, with her, it was an awkward situation at that point. It was still fresh, you know what I mean? The breakup. So anyway, she's like, no, I'm just practicing a new release. I had no idea what she was talking about. I was like, alright, cool. And I said, what? If you left, like, the soliciting, if you left being a solicitor, and she's like, no, I still do that, I just do this part-time. I was like, alright. And literally, mate, I shit you not, she turned around and she went, here's the course, here's who takes it, here's where you get a bursary, and here's the phone number. And I went, you know, sometimes when Jesus just hands it to you on a plate, do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Like, I knew at that point that if I didn't phone that number, apply for that bursary, and try and get on that course, I was going to miss something.
Yeah.
And that was it. I phoned the number and applied like literally the next day, and I got into my level 2.
Brilliant.
So that's pretty much how it came.
And then you ended up in a gym.
Well, no, the interesting thing was you've got to appreciate that I'm not academic, so I struggle, and I look at the books and sitting down and reading and da-da-da-da. A video and stuff is different, but in a classroom environment I really struggle. There was bits of like physics, there was bits of maths, there was bits of English even, right, that I did really enjoy, but everything else, funny, I never took PE. You know when you start picking your classes?
Yep.
Weird, right, but I never took it. The first day of my course, my first day of my level 2 course, I sat for 8 hours with my jaw on the floor, and I knew for the first time in my life, I knew I was in the right space, doing the right thing at the right time.
Yep. And
And it was a phenomenal feeling, man.
Right.
And I just, at that point, I kind of, do you know when you hear other people talking about things that have really came together? Could be whatever, could be a career choice, a relationship, whatever. They just innately know. I knew. I was sitting there going, this is me. So I had to pass that obviously to get my opportunity to work in a gym.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I did next. I looked at the different gyms that were around me at the time. There was a Fitness First in Kilmarnock, and this is before they kind of left Scotland, but basically they had an opening. I applied for it. You've got to even remember how many knockbacks I got, you know what I mean, like 30 or 40 knockbacks. So I put it in, kind of semi-expectant, and they took me in, had an interview, phoned me back. I couldn't believe it. I was like, and the starting salary was good, man. Like, the industry's not like that anymore, but I went in as a fitness consultant, like a gym instructor, at 13 grand. And that was like, that's decent. Nowadays, you would struggle to get that.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the industry have kind of been back the way. But I kind of went in, very green. I went in going to be a gym instructor. I'm going to change folks' lives. It's going to be fucking amazing, right? And I was cleaning machines and taking classes.
So it wasn't the dream you thought it was going to be?
Mate, it was horrific. It wasn't horrific. I still learned a lot. And what I started
You
doing...
training clients? No?
Well, right.
Or just doing inductions and stuff?
Aye, initially. But what Fitness First had was an offering called Get Results. And what it was a booklet that had a food, like a kind of package. It had a food booklet, training booklet, right?
Yeah.
And what they did was they would partition members that had paid a wee bit extra for this Get Results package and then divvy them up. And what would happen is over 2 weeks you would see the person, write the programme, check them up the following week, make sure it's cool, then leave them be. But it was like a stepping stone towards selling them PT. As a fitness instructor, I wasn't qualified to PT them, so I would pass them on to the PTs at that point, of which were an older generation, 40s, 50s. And I accepted that. I was like, right, okay, I'll pass them on. I actually started writing programs for the members and causing grief from the PTs in the club. So the PTs,
I hated you.
the PTs were coming back to the GM and the head fitness manager, showing them my programs and going, "What is that?" And the issue was that I'd made basically too good a program for the level of service the PTs expected the fitness instructors to pop out for Get Results. I looked at Get Results as quite an open platform though, and went, well, the client said they want ABC, I'm just trying to program towards that. They were just, I realised now they were threatened at the program that I was popping out at that point.
So at that point, I take it you knew you wanted to be a personal trainer rather than not just a gym instructor?
No, what happened was I sat doing a 10-hour day, making 45 quid or whatever it was a day. Then I watched, there was two PTs that I really liked, one in particular, a knowledgeable PT that was solid. He's present, everything from his presentation on the floor in terms of how he dressed and presented himself through to the results he got, to me was like the best in the club. And I clicked at £30 an hour. In 2 hours, he'd made more than me in 8 hours.
Yeah.
Or like 9 hours with a lunch break.
Aye, totally.
And I was like, oh no. I'd heard it had to be property portfolio. I heard that, I obviously saw I had a nice car and stuff like that, and I was thinking, you know what, see in terms of efficiency of the hours in the day, do I get paid £5 an hour or do I get paid £30 an hour? And that was it. It was as simple as that. I just clicked that there's a lot of, back then there was a lot of material things I wanted, right? So it was like, right, well, if I'm earning more, I get more of them. Let's step it up. And I knew I loved the first course. So I thought, well, if I go to level 3, what are they going to teach me there? That'd be phenomenal. It was phenomenal. So pretty much.
What year is this?
What year is this? We're talking about 12 years ago now, so what, talking about 2005, 2006, something like that.
So you got your PT that year?
Is that right?
Aye. Cool.
And basically, really quickly, within 6 months, I was straight back in. So I got in with my course provider was the YMCA at that point, and I was like, right, you know what, I'd love to do the next step up. But the next step up was a 10-month affair as opposed to 6 weeks. So it was a lot more drawn out, it was a lot more in depth. But it was good because it gave you time to assimilate a lot of the information, whereas I kind of look at a lot of the course providers now, churning out PTs, not really preparing them or giving them time to assimilate the information that's actually going to help them sustain a career. So they fail, and that's a conversation for maybe later in the podcast. But basically, I think from all the fitness instructors that I knew at that point, I was probably the first or the fastest returning back in to the course provider to go and get the next step up.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
And then back into the same gym, different gym?
Same gym. I was really comfy there. I had built up a good, through my classes were seen as some of the best classes as well, and done everything from like RPM, which is like a variation of spin, through to circuits or whatever. I knew that I was seen in a good light in terms of taking care of people and working with clients or working with members at that point. So I thought, you know what, this will be a decent platform. I've established myself to have a degree over a year. Let's kind of take the step. And in one of my spin classes, I offered my first sessions at £20 a session, and a woman on the right hand side, I forget her name now, sorry, but she snapped up straight away.
Awesome.
It was cool.
How was your first session?
It was amazing. It was like,
Do you have a clue what you're doing?
I had planned it. I planned out what I was going to do there, but food wise, I hadn't really started my journey with food properly, and I had went through a very, very insightful process myself through a bulk just prior to moving into PT. But for clients and how you tweak it or how you break it down or give them baby steps, mate, I had no idea what I was going to do. So what she wanted to do was train the weight off, and she only lasted like 2 or 3 weeks because what I learned quickly was without the food, nutritional support there, you can train all you like, you're not going to basically get away for your cheeky weekend.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
So This is 2006. Yeah, about
Ish.
that.
Aye, must be.
Okay.
12 years ago? What's that? Aye.
Okay, so you opened Elite in 2013.
Yeah.
So for 2006 to 2013, when did you know in your mind that Elite, or whatever it was going to be called at that point, your own studio basically, when did you know that that was going to be a thing? Or when did you even just have the idea? Was it for the start, or was it down the line after years of working in gyms?
No, I knew I was in a Fitness First for a couple of years in Kilmarnock. I was in a Fitness First on the south side of Glasgow for a couple of years, and I knew by the time I was in the industry for about 3 years that gyms were a bit back to front of what they were doing, and I had the idea and a concept for a much more goals orientated gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea for the gym would be pretty huge, though, more warehouse style. It would encompass a lot of different disciplines, and I kind of thought, that would be great if somebody else made that. You know what I mean? And I'd see elements of it, I suppose. Like if Virgin's got a climbing wall, or if they've another club's got a pool, you see elements of different things. It's like, well, what happens if you had all of that under one roof? And that's where the ideas came about. The situation for Elite was pretty apparent to me after a spate of working in a budget club that I really didn't enjoy, and it kind of came to head with me and the management basically, and I was asked to leave, and that was fine. But ultimately I knew there was no way. I had spent some time with different operators. I'd ran courses to teach PTs how to establish themselves and become financially independent within like high-end clubs, what we saw as high-end. So at that point, high-end would have been maybe a membership that was 50, 60 quid a month, right through to people that were paying £10 a month. And I kind of looked at the spread of what I'd experienced and thought, right, okay, I've worked in a few clubs. Where do I go now? Do I go and work in another club to deal with the same bullshit, to deal with the same rules, to deal with the same limitations, and the lack of a culture that's really geared towards people fundamentally making progress? And I went, no, I can't do it. I just can't. I'd rather leave and go and get that fucking office job. So that was basically the situation I was in. I pretty much had a 30-day notice period to work, and I literally had a conversation with a client I was training at that point, who, it was weird. I'd had a conversation with a client, and she'd said, I've got a facility that's going to be available because my tenant's leaving, and it's in the city centre. I was like, that might be a shout, I might be interested in that. But I didn't really know what was what. And then basically I had a chat with a PT who I used to work with, who had done a course at UP in London, in Mayfair. And he'd done the course, came back up and said, oh, the club, the UP club's not that big, but what they do is they just have PT sessions. Now, this whole concept to me was like...
Fuck, so you wanted a gym at the start?
Well, no. I didn't even broach that idea because I'd framed it as a gym.
Right.
And it's big money. Like, I didn't have a particularly good credit rating, I didn't have any kind of savings. How was I going to go and start a 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 pound club?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was a non-starter for me. So when she told me about the property, I was like, oh, I might be interested. But it was 50-50 to me. I wasn't really like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. But then this conversation came up where they talked about how UP ran their PT sessions only. I.e. there was no real membership. It was just turn up, PT, go. And at that point, I fucking phoned her straight away. I was like, yes. When? Where did I sign? Let's go.
Awesome.
And that was it. So I kind of realised I had the whole concept, but it was just geared towards the gym. So once I reframed it within a studio facility, I went, let's do it.
Cause I remember, you were training me at that point, obviously, and you had me in was it like across the road for like, was it a month or something? You're doing pull-ups for the roof and all that.
A month and a half.
You made it work, but man, because obviously, like, I was never in a position where I was thinking, oh, no, I'm not going to train there, I'm going to go to another guy in the gym, do you know what I mean? That was never a thing, man, do you know what I mean? But
Appreciate that, mate.
But I thought that was did what you had to do, and obviously there was a limited equipment there, wasn't there? There was like a barbell, some dumbbells, and things for the roof, and a wee bike out in the fucking
My bike on the
terrace.
balcony.
Aye,
The fire exit.
aye. Remember that, man? Remember that shit?
But
But obviously that was like, as I said, just what you had to do for about 6 weeks or something.
Aye. Well, the two girls that ran that, love you girls, Jen and Elle, right? But basically, that 30-day notice got swiftly changed to a single day's notice. That's a story for another day. But basically, what happened was, this was like a Thursday,
Yeah.
and I had fucking clients on the Friday, and I had no facility. Do you know what I mean?
Mental, man.
I'd spoke to the girls in 30 days' time. Would there be an opportunity just to kind of tide me over and try to sort something out?
I mean, literally right across the fucking road for the place that you're getting papped out. Couldn't you write that shit, man? Funny, but
Totally.
you must have seen them all going for the lunch and all that.
100%. Still parked in the same car park.
Yeah.
5. But ultimately, I texted the girls literally like a few hours later and said, "Well, remember I was saying 30 days? Any space tomorrow?"
Aye.
And they totally said, "I come in, we'll work it out."
It's amazing, man.
So I literally just said to everybody, "Look, there's a glass door straight across the road from the gym door. That's where I'm going to be for the foreseeable future."
Amazing.
And that was totally saved my ass. Like, it was epic. But it was an eye opener as well in terms of the kit.
Yep.
I went for like a fairly well equipped club.
Yep.
To 100 kilos in a bar, a couple of body pump bars, maybe 20 kilos between it.
Yep.
Dumbbells from 1 to 6, a few kettlebells, and the bike on the fire exit.
That was it.
Yeah.
So then Elite happened.
Yep. I
And
was putting in the time at night time to paint this place, build the changing rooms, make sure it was serviceable and usable for clients, build up the consultation rooms, get it to a stage where
so you were doing that like after a day training 5 clients or something? You came up here and just painting and all that and
definitely
getting it ready?
did the whole close, get into trouble for that, but the close was so dark and dingy because it's a tenement.
Yeah.
You walk in and it's grey and it's fucking just looks shit, and I thought, you know what, people are going to be walking in, or people are going to maybe see the website or whatever, the Facebook page, and expect a gym front. Do you know what I mean? But they're going to come to this wee tenement and it's like, right, how do I start to bring it up, or how do I make it stand out, just look a bit better?
Yeah.
So all I did, I never knew it was going to take me a week to paint that close, but I liked it when I finished, and it did bring it up, and there was comments from the other tenants that they actually liked it, so it was cool. But the idea was just to make it more aesthetically pleasing, you know?
What did it feel like opening the doors
Epic.
for the first time
It felt
and knowing that you had your own, sorry that's terrible, your own
I like it.
studio?
Okay.
Like working gyms all the years under rules and all the rest of it, and then all of a sudden you literally have your own place, man. That must have felt pretty epic, man.
It was. I think there's a picture on the Facebook page, the Elite page, back in the day of my back opening the door. But I'd had the t-shirts made by that point because I've got an amazing graphic designer that does my logos. Kenny, big shout out.
Not as good as mine, but anyway.
Right, so we'll see. But ultimately, he'd finished the logo at that point. I had the t-shirts made up, and I said, right, this is the picture that I want. I want to be opening the door with the key, with the top on, making it look proper, making it look legit. And then we did like the front door pictures and stuff like that. And it was black and white, like a fuck you. It was like, you know what? A good number of people relayed what my chances were of making it past the first 6 months or the first 2 years or whatever. And you know what?
Shit, man. Is that 4 years in?
4 years.
4 years, man.
4 years September. You know what I mean?
So,
Birthday soon.
how's it been?
It's been hard, mate. I'm not gonna lie. The idea was to have a space where I could offer the best transformations in Glasgow. The reality was I was opening a facility. So what I really wanted to be doing was turning up to work, kind of doing what I was just doing in the gym when everything's done for you. The problem is I had all the responsibilities, right through to whether it be cleaning, whether it be making sure there's toilet roll in the toilet. Wee things piss people off, it seems.
Yeah.
Just all the stuff that goes on top of running the place as well, keeping the top of the bills, all that jazz. So I wasn't prepared for that. And
No wonder, man. It was like out the gym, sort it in.
it was.
Man, it was quick.
It
I
was.
wasn't expecting that, to be honest. When you said like it was literally when that happened with the gym. I thought you'd maybe been planning it for months or years.
No, but I knew the underlying, in terms of the idea, really, I had a fairly comprehensive list of things that I would change or do differently if I had a gym.
Yeah.
So I kind of did have a template for a good 4 or 5 years in my head. I just didn't know it was this. Do you know what I mean? But when it clicked that I could run a PT only facility, I knew I pretty much had the game plan in my head. But what were we talking about before that?
Just how it's been running Elite, and obviously how it's been in a business sense in regards to helping folk.
That's been the biggest challenge. There's a I mean this in the nicest way, but there's a huge frustration within myself having to spend money on courses regarding business that I'd rather go and spend on courses for nutrition or physique development or supplementation. But I tried to ignore that. I tried to just keep doing what I was doing before and not learn the kind of skill sets I would need to keep the business going for the first year and a half. And it was just kicking my ass, you know what I mean? I was like, you know what? Things are getting worse in terms of running the facility, although I may be handling clients better or getting better results. If I've got no facility, none of that shit continues. So I've kind of bitten the bullet, especially in the last year, and it's like, right, who do I need to work with, and what do I need to do? Even things like YouTube channels, guys like Gary Vee and stuff like that, anything that can be of an insight, because I don't have the biggest budget in the world, so I need to make the most of any sources of free information that I can to really help me kind of refining my ideas. Ultimately, I feel like we're going through a transition just now, and some of the ideas I've got going forward, I've had in the back burner for years, and weirdly, the space that we've had that I've always touted as the strongest asset we've got, predominantly because of the location, I'm now realising has actually been the biggest limitation. And I'm starting to kind of think of, you know what, going forward, I could add in elements that would make a very, very solid, complete business model that wouldn't be as hard to manage. Because predominantly it's been the one-to-one focus up to this point, and other aspects need to come in. And I'm actually thinking, you know what, there's some exciting things happening that could actually make things 10 times easier.
Nice, man. I keep looking at that phone. I think the GoPro's dying, man.
Is it?
I'm going to need to switch it to my phone soon.
Do it.
Stay there now.
Do it.
Okay, so we're back. We can see ourselves a bit better, actually.
Done.
Okay, so you see everywhere about people getting promised epic results in 12 weeks, 8 weeks, 16 weeks.
It started at 16 weeks, like 4 years
ago. No anymore, is it? Say 6 weeks actually now, isn't it?
Totally.
What would you say, what's the difference between somebody signing up to an 8-week transformation package or signing up with you or me, an Elite? What's the difference between an Elite transformation and something that somebody can pay a wee bit of money for and get a plan set to them? Or even just like transformation packages that you've maybe seen other people offer or gyms offer or whatever. But obviously, why be different?
The big thing that we focus on is, I think it's important to have a goal. I think it's important to have a deadline. Okay, and that's where the photo shoot comes in. So ultimately, for anybody who's not aware, everybody that works within Elite trains with us works towards their in-house professional photo shoot. Now, although there's an end-defined goal, okay, because 9 times out of 10, the vast majority, 99% of the time, even higher than 9 times out of 10, the vast majority of people coming to a PT are looking to drop body fat and lose weight. Okay, so whether they're looking to develop a physique, maybe not as high, right? But what we're trying to cater towards is those individuals that do. Now, having that defined end goal is different from having a time frame for that defined end goal. The biggest driver that motivates me towards working with the people we work with is that they want that lifestyle. They want a taste of, like, maybe they follow people on Instagram or Facebook. They want a taste of what that lifestyle is. And what we do is we offer them a sustainable path towards that, so that they can then assess for themselves, make an informed decision and go, right, okay, I'm willing to eat like this or train like this to look like that 24/7, or I'm not, and I could soften back from that a touch and still be really happy. That end result is them in a place where they're fairly knowledgeable about food, and they're fairly knowledgeable about training, and they're capable of doing it as a lifestyle without us. Now, some people have greater self-efficacy than others. Some people could do it in 16 weeks. Some people could do it in 6 months. Some people take years. The lack of a time frame defined by us means that they get that support along that journey for the time that they need it, so it's sustainable. As opposed to being in a position where we smash the life out of them in 10 weeks, they get in great shape, they then go and do it themselves or try to do it themselves, and then more likely than not fall away from it.
Yeah.
I think there's a distinct difference between going through the trials and tribulations. Look, the industry is really good at getting people results, but it's not really geared towards delivering those sustainable results.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's much better if I run the gym, you come in, get in shape, lose motivation, cancel your membership, get chunky, get pissed off, 6 months or a year later, the following January, rejoin my gym.
Yeah. Totally.
That's cool.
Totally.
Right? Which makes no sense to me, because if you could generate a way of helping a member progress consistently, surely a 12-month membership is better than the average 2 to 4 month membership, depending on what statistics you read based on the average kind of January kickstart client. If you could motivate somebody, and I'm not sure, but I don't sit here saying I've got the answer to this, but I think if you can motivate somebody to sustain a membership for 12 months of the year as opposed to 2 or 3 or 4, surely that makes more business sense.
Well,
and you need less members.
You think so? Because I mean, if you look at somebody who, say, guys that we've trained, and you take them through a transformation, they're going to keep training,
100%.
aren't they? So they're not even going to they're not going to cancel it at 12 months. They're
100%.
going to continue their plans or their goals on to other things and keep that membership. I'll have a membership at the gym for the rest of my life now.
Totally.
It wasn't always like that when I was up and down, you know what I mean? So but yeah.
But ultimately for us, it is to kind of, is to help the person develop the skill sets within themselves. Me saying you need to do that within 10 weeks or 16 weeks is just fluff, complete fluff. However long it takes the client, it takes the client. But as the idea is, and this is where the art form takes in, and this is the hard bit that took me years to learn. As the person's picking up momentum and gaining confidence in their own abilities, that's when you've got to kind of step in and go, right, this has come together nicely. You're doing everything you need to do. You're developing a good amount of steam here.
Yeah.
I think in 16 weeks, gauging by how well you're progressing over the last 12, 16 weeks, you're definitely en route to being in the best shape of your life. Let's nail it down to a time frame. Let's get stuck in.
Oh, totally. Agreed, totally, man. But what I would also say, I think, and what your thoughts on is the support
100%.
people need, man. Like,
100%.
if it's like a package they're getting from, don't want to say like a generic thing because I don't know how a lot of people out there do on 12-week patches, whether tailored or whatever, but they're still not going to get that support that they need, in my opinion, when life happens. Do you know what I mean? And like, I think that's a massive thing. What we do in here, it's like it's no PT and it's coaching in it. There's a difference there, man.
There's a difference, and see when you bring that specific two terms up, there's PTs that I really respect in the industry, and they've made comments about there's a push for some PTs to clarify themselves as body composition coaches. Now, I personally would definitely class myself more as a body composition coach and not a PT, but that stems from a change in the standard from copious amounts of course providers banging through everybody that decided being a PT was for them.
Yeah.
Right, and that's cool. Like, I definitely, more power to the people that want to do it. I loved it, so I would never put anybody off moving into the industry.
Yeah.
But I think when it gets to the point where the industry is so unregulated, it's easy for the standards to drop. So what I started seeing even when I worked in gyms, was as the amount of course providers coming into my gym to train up hordes of guys, like, I mean, your average intake was probably around about 20 per class. My intake was something like 10, 11, do you know what I mean? So as I saw it getting bigger and bigger, I was thinking, Jesus. And it was just batch after batch, maybe 4 intakes a year. Alright, okay, this is becoming really popular, there's a lot of money in it, but what does that then do to the general standard of PT?
Yeah.
Is everybody applying themselves? Is everybody getting the support they need to apply themselves so they can get better and then service members better? And the answer is no.
Yeah.
For a large part of the time, the answer was no. There's probably now situations, places like LTB or even Phil's ACA, there's things where people are kind of recognising, you know what, somebody needs to stand up and start to help refining some kind of...
Yeah, totally.
It's not criteria, but like what do they call it? Where like in school, you've got a curriculum.
Aye.
They're trying to develop some kind of curriculum to kind of go right. Here's by black and white measures how you would rate somebody as good or not good or needing more work in certain areas of the profession. And I say that totally as somebody that needs more development in different areas. There's always something to learn with training and nutrition. But I kind of felt like quite quickly, within the space of a few years, you've got to remember, right, I was like, when I looked at the guys at the PTs in Kelly, I looked at them like gods, right? I was like, oh my God, I need to be like that. These guys know their shit, do you know what I mean? And that changed really quickly. And you start seeing a huge influx of people coming in, calling themselves PTs. I was looking at the PTs that I looked up to, and then I looked at the new guys coming in, and I looked at myself, and I went, right, okay, I'm looking at what a lot of these guys are doing with members and clients,
yeah,
and it's more akin to fitness instructor. So I kind of felt like the standard within PT dropped a touch, just through the mass numbers within it. And I thought, you know what, I don't relate to, if that's the general term now, if PT is now that, I don't relate to that. I'm pushing towards what inspired me back in the day. And if the terminology to describe that has changed, then so be it. I move with that, because I always work hard to be recognised as somebody that knows what he's talking about, and I don't necessarily like being the masses that people might not have the best opinion of, you know.
Well, that's where, like, I feel lucky in a way that when I was fresh out of course, you were there to bring me into here, because when you were bringing me into here, I knew I was just going to be able to crack on, and that was me. I knew I was going to have to keep learning, because you were you're wanting the best standard in here, and I knew that I didn't know even at all, know much at that point.
Same as the rest of us though.
And that's it. And then I knew that I was going to have to podcast, even the free stuff, you know, podcasts and bodybuild.com at that point and all that kind of stuff. But then leading on to more courses and money, investing in it and doing what you got to do to know what you're talking about. And, you know, obviously, like, if I had just came off that course and you hadn't had pushed me to keep learning, and I just stayed at the knowledge I was at when I'd first started, and I look back to when I was a brand new coach, and where I am now, well, obviously I wouldn't have got to where I am now knowledge wise and helping people to the extent that I can if I just stayed. But obviously I think it can end up being like that for some people. As soon as you get that qualification, it's almost the end.
The vast majority, mate. And this is like, I've said this to you before, like, you've got a very, very filtered ski whiff idea of what it is to be a coach. I think it would be a huge eye opener for you to be in your average.
Well, that's that. I've never worked in a gym, obviously. I came in straight into
the studio. If you'd have been in a commercial gym and kind of seen what goes on, how PTs are kind of expected to clean machines and like, the industry for the large part has got it backwards. We, like fitness professionals, whether you're a gym instructor, class provider, PT, you've got a phenomenal power within those four walls, a genuine life-changing ability to influence like how well somebody's doing towards their goals.
Of course it is, man.
Right? But a lot of gym operators like to clean machines. See the problem?
Yeah.
There's a fundamental shift, there's a lack of focus. There's a way, memberships, there's a way that they've went, oh, we can make good money doing that. And they missed the real golden nuggets that's inside their facility. It's a shame.
The clients?
The staff.
The staff?
The staff.
Aye, okay.
The staff to service the clients.
Yeah.
Right? And the way they deem service, there's I know one commercial gym operator that is pushing towards the members getting a great service, even like if they don't have a PT, but they're paying through the nose for it, which is fine. To be honest, I don't think the help we provide is anything but a luxury service. It is, so it should be paid for. I don't necessarily say that like it's bad that the members are having to pay the money to get that service. They should. I think the industry has already shown signs that it's going to become, as we specialise more and more so, it's going to become pretty pricey to work with a good quality coach more and more so. It's already happening just now.
Yeah.
You know?
Awesome, man. I like that insight, man. I already touched a wee bit on this, I think, when we were talking about you getting into elite, but on podcasts going forward and things, to me, I want to put out a lot of content there about running your own business, not just being a coach and a PT. I just mean in general, because some of my friends are like doing great, amazing things that maybe they weren't always doing, and it was maybe like just that somebody helping them believe in themselves, basically, to make them fucking do it and take that risk in life. And like for me, it was again, it was something you kind of put on me to do, because you probably knew in the back of my mind I was in two minds whether I could actually do it or not, 100%. In regards to chuck the bank, because obviously I was only in here 1 day a week, then 2 days a week, and 3 days a week, I think, before I actually came full time, you know.
I was never keen to be aggressive with you to leave the bank. I was always keen to support you, and whatever would happen with you properly committing to it, because you made the decision. Yeah,
totally, man.
You know.
But again, you were on it, mate, to listen to audiobooks, guys that have came from nothing and made themselves, millionaires and things like that.
Totally. Now you're telling me about podcasts and stuff. I love it, mate.
Aye, but to believe in it, and if I never listened to those stories, I'm not saying I wouldn't have done it, but you never know. I might have I sat there and thought, I need to do this. I need to just take this risk, because look at what he done and look at what he done. You malfunction there.
Got it back. You've got a floppy microphone.
I know, man. Like floppy over there. So.
The shame.
So yeah, something I wanted to. I'm going to get people on this podcast who not even in this industry, but just to talk about how they went for job, salary, to risking everything and doing it and being successful. So for you, how was it for you? Like, were you employed in the gyms?
As an instructor?
Aye.
As a PT?
So was it, so you're self-employed as
as soon as I made PT.
In a gym?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was that like for you? What made you think to yourself, I'm doing that instead of just picking up a salary to be safe?
Don't know what happened.
Because surely something must have went in your head, I can do this, or I believe in myself enough to do it, or were you just...
I was disgruntled about what the reality of being a gym instructor was. I went into the industry wanting to help people and change lives. I was cleaning machines and taking classes to the point I was fucked. You got to understand, if you're playing part of a timetable, if you've got 2 classes a day, mate, you train them. So if you get your own training session and that, once I understood how calories worked, sitting there going, all right, okay, my base is like 1600. Well, I've got that class that burns 500. I've got the other class that burns 500. I've got my daily expenditure, which is another 2000. Now I've got my training session, which is 500. And I've just learned if I need to be in a calorie surplus to add some muscle tissue, I'm going to be spending the predominance of my day eating. 2 of those 500.
And money.
And the money. But the money didn't bother me, but the fact that I had 1,000 calories extra eating to do every day was an issue, because I started to realise how the job was actually holding me back. So as I defined the fact I wanted to develop my physique and I wanted to be bigger and I wanted to be faster and stronger and all that stuff, I started to realise that the fitness instructor job was actually going to be my biggest barrier to that.
Yeah, okay.
Because I get good like breaks and that within the shift. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't enough. And then from there it was like, right, okay, what's going on? Well, what's going on here is I'm making X amount. I still don't really have much left at the end of the month. And as I said to you before, I'm watching this guy do 2 sessions and he's making more than me. Nah. Because it didn't take me long to work out. I mean, look, you need to be careful what you wish for, right? I sat and worked out, if I did 34 sessions at £30 an hour, that's £1,000 a week. That was it. I was just like, what the fuck am I waiting? That was it.
So it's a pretty easy decision in that scenario, aye?
You need to understand that. So something we've not really delved into too much was when I was growing up, like 5, 6, 7, 8, Mum and Dad had done quite well. We moved up from London. They built up a good bit of money. It was all good in the hood. They had 2 opportunities with that money. One was property, but my dad had a dream of his own shops. My mum supported my dad's decision, went to the shops, and through 3 shops, lost everything. They ended up going their separate ways. I was then in a single parent household, where my mum's buying fucking 4 pints of milk, Savers digestives, some cornflakes, and maybe a 6-pack of crisps. And she's trying to make it last so that we can eat.
Yep.
So I grew up skint, and that whole feeling, like, Mum and Dad did their best by me, 100%. But we just had that kind of typical, that story, that kind of classic British story of struggling to make ends meet.
Yep.
You know? So when I saw an opportunity for me to help myself and then help my family around about me, mate, doing something I loved, fucking hold me back.
Epic, man.
You know? So I just saw it as a time to define a change and move forward. And that became quite blindingly, quite blinkered, I feel like. That became the drive to get me up in the morning. And then I got 34 clients. And I couldn't wait to get rid of them. There was an eye-opener. It was a big eye-opener.
Aye.
I got off to a very slow start and building up my PT base of clients. And a situation came about where a coach was leaving to come to Glasgow. A new kind of headhunting business had started to get, like, a recruitment firm, but for PTs. And the goal was to get PTs and move them on to other situations and other gyms that were going to be better for them, blah, blah, blah. And it was a load of shit. But basically, he said, right, well, I've got a client base that doesn't want to leave. They're miles away. I'll split them between you and another guy. So that was one of the biggest boosts for my business at that point. So we worked out a deal. I paid them up for the cost of the client base, and there you go. And as I started getting more people to practice more things on, especially nutrition-wise, I was like, right, that didn't work. Because most of what I learned in my PT course, nutrition-wise, was fucking ridiculous. Nothing worked. Yeah. Right? I was doing it with them, and it wasn't working. And I was like, so I had to learn my own shit. So I was like, right, okay, where do I start? Started tweaking things. Then people started noticing that people are changing with them.
Yeah, totally.
So then more people in a gym environment. This is something you've not really had to, like, you've not had the opportunity to save on, right?
Yeah.
But when other people notice people you're working with are loving it and changing within a captured market, that just brings more people.
Yeah.
It gets dead easy. So what kind of happened was really quickly I jumped for like 14, 20, 24, and I ended up 34 people. I learned at 12 people, managing 12 lives is brutal. Right? The texts, emails, the questions, 12. And it's a bit of a kind of cumulative effect, like a compound effect. It's not like 24's just as much as twice as 12. It's kind of like 60, you know what I mean? You've taken on like a tribe, but that's what it becomes. You're constantly getting back to people on texts and emails and phone calls, and by the time I hit 34, my quality of service went boom, and I knew it. I couldn't be bothered with sessions. I was fucked. I was drained. My training was ridiculous. I was barely eating. But mate, when you're walking about at the end of Friday night and your pocket's fat as fuck with $1,000 in it, it's a great feeling. You know what I mean? And it was defining. But with that grand in my pocket, and how I felt, and how everything else had fell away, and how the crux of what I was offering had slipped, because it wasn't as good. I realised that 34 wasn't where I wanted to be, you know. And it was interesting because I didn't know this at the time, but as you go through the industry and you speak to more PTs, everybody's busy as fuck. You know what I mean? Everybody's busy. How's business, mate? Oh, mate, I'm solid. Right, okay. And everybody's got 50 clients. Anybody who's serviced, I serviced those 34 sessions for probably a month, and then it started to win. Like, I lost a few people. I didn't push to replace them, and I brought it back to about 25, and that's always been a number I've quite liked. Now, ultimately, when somebody turns around and tells me they're training 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week all the time, if they've got a relationship, they're talking shit. If they've got a pet that they need to walk or feed, they're talking, even goldfish, they're talking shit. If they've got like family that they like, or friends, a social circle, they're talking shit. Because there's no way you're over the 30 hours a week mark and actually having a life.
Their own training?
Aye, probably. So, realistically, it was a defining moment to me. By having that cash and then looking at how I felt, I went, oofed. Now you're going, I didn't ever, if you'd have asked me, that would be the be all and end all, surely, will it no? And I stood there going, no, it's not. And that was interesting. That was a kind of an aha. And I still think about that sometimes, because it's definitely a period I look back on favourably. I definitely enjoyed that period when I was in my initial gym, and I learned some pretty big lessons, you know. Did that answer the question? No. So ultimately,
I know you did. You're saying that it was basically make money and you know, helping out your family, and that was what made you want to be self-employed. We don't have caps, basically, isn't it? And just, you know, you've got the potential to, if you work with 34 clients a week, then you're walking away with X amount of money in a week, and that's what obviously pushed you to do it.
Right. It was purely money. Initially, it was purely money, and the bit you're mentioning, like, what made me believe in myself that I could do it, I never considered.
You didn't doubt yourself, or
I just didn't consider it. I mean, $1,000 a week, geez it. Because my attitude with certain things, and this is how elite exists, my attitude with things is, if I get a drive strong enough, I do it, get in the middle of the situation, and then refine it.
Yeah.
I don't sit and fucking formulate some master plan that's strategic as fuck with every tiny wee detail nailed. I see the crux of it needs done, I attack that, and then I solve the details for the inside out.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally, man.
So that's pretty much, the belief in myself came from not really thinking about that. My goal was just to get into the situation.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, totally, man. And then you're here.
Totally, mate.
Got your own studio.
Totally.
Must have been alright.
Well, I'm not going to say it's not had its ups and downs, it definitely has. And I still have aspirations to grow towards the idea of what elite really is. You know, I kind of feel like the way we started is okay, but it's too small. And I now know chasing those aspirations means I need to go and learn even more business type shit. Fucking can't wait. Needs done, I'll do
That's it.
You know?
Do you still love coming in to your job every day?
You know what? There's times where it's been dark, right? So there's been times where, remember we were talking about the capture market? I went from being surrounded by potential income to having 4 walls.
Yeah.
And I did not in any way, shape or form understand how I'm watching hundreds of people walk by. You've seen that street, right? When it's lunchtime and that. How did I get those people in my door? Hundreds of them, lunchtime. That Tesco's is packed.
Meal deals everywhere.
Meal deals everywhere.
I just put a post up about meal deals today.
That was normal to see,
Aye.
but within my four walls. And now they're knowing my four walls, how do I get to them? And that was a head fuck. So I started working with I tried to find out who was a coach that could help me. I didn't even really understand what marketing meant, right? So that's how basic my understanding was. I found a coach, started working with him. Kind of worked, didn't really. And then I worked with another coach, and that kind of worked. And then he gave me a big insight with Facebook ads, and that really worked. And that's where it clicked. At the point I didn't understand how I was going to get people through the door. Mate, turning up was hard. Because you still got to, everything that comes along with it, everything like comes along with your day. Train hard, get all your food in. When you've got lots of anxiety about how you're going to pay the bills, you're kind of sitting there going, Jesus Christ, am I going to need to sleep here tonight because I can't afford my bus home? You're kind of sitting there thinking, right, this needs to change or I shut the door. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So then I'm sitting right, okay, so I'm now starting to learn how Facebook works. And realistically, at the point that really started to click for me, the relief was instant. I literally had, within a 3-month advertising campaign, I had about 1,000 leads. No, sorry. That was over 12 months. So I had the best part of 250 leads. Now, that was epic. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? In 12 weeks, 250 leads is like, oh my God. And it totally transformed the business. And I went, right, I get this. So I need to be more prevalent in the online side of things. I need to put the time in to the social media side of things, which I'd left. We had a huge discussion that night till like 12:30, midnight, discussing social media and what it really was within the fitness industry. And I shied away from it. But as I learned that I had to play a more active role with it in terms of keeping those people coming through the door, I was like, right, okay. So that's kind of what I'm talking to you about. Like, in terms of when you were asking me before about me opening this and why I was doing it just to batter in the way it was in the gym. But having your own facility comes with a shitload of responsibility, and I wasn't ready for that. And I didn't know who to go and speak to help me with that. So I struggled with it for a long, long time. But then as that started to come together, you relax it with that a wee bit more. No, not 100%, but you relax a wee bit more. So then I'm kind of sitting there going, right, okay, you know what? Well, these are aspects that I don't fully understand, but as they come together and the clients are coming through the door, now it's like, right, Monday, geese it. You know? So it's kind of like things on the sideline, or things in an indirect fashion have to be nurtured, they have to be dealt with for the normal stuff you want to do to work. And that's still something I struggle with, mate, because I kind of envy your position where you just turn up, smash it, and go. Do you know what I mean? I opened this to do that, again, just realising that I'd had a lot more shit to do owning the keys.
Yeah, man.
So, but it's cool. At the end of the day, the biggest hurdle is finding the person who can help you understand how to nail those things that are indirect. And then once you nail them, then you can go, right, that's not that bad. I can put systems in place to make that easier.
Totally.
You know? So, and that's totally where I want to be. Although I want things to grow and get better and bigger, I also want them to allow me the freedom to kind of come back full circle to get to the point where I can apply myself more as the coach producing cracking transformations in Glasgow. You know?
Yeah, man.
It's kind of weird, but it's what needs to be done.
Well, I think you're doing a great job.
Cheers, mate.
I never feel bad. I just turn up and fucking leave. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm only kidding you, mate.
Not at all. You contribute beautifully, mate.
Right, question.
Do it.
Don't want to get all fucking cheesy and corny here, mate, but you fucking changed my life, right? But in all seriousness,
okay.
I got a free personal training session in the gym group. I'd been losing a bit of weight, but that was just more to stop and drinking and not having any calories at the weekend and hitting the cross trainer for an hour every time I fucking went in. So I did lost a couple of stone, got a bit fucking stuck, thinking about a PT, got the email, you're entitled to a free PT session, do you want it? I says aye, and it turns up, it was yourself. And that's how we met.
So you
And
got an email
then
then? Is that the right
got an
one?
email, aye, and then just turned up and you opened up your wee iPad and you've put up a picture of this ripped physique. Says, do you want to look like that? And I went, aye, obviously. And you're like, let's do it then. And but that was but from the first session I kind of knew that you knew what you're talking about and kind of just got good vibes, man. So obviously I signed up, and you never kind of pushed it in. As far as I can remember, I was just felt it in me. I was like, nah, this seems cool. And then obviously 12 months trained me. In those 12 months, obviously I learned a lot, got the passion to want to become a coach, obviously, because
I still remember you mentioning that.
aye, man, like, and you were nothing but supportive, man. Like, you never try to, put me off or anything like that. And obviously I was a client as you came here, so I done my elite shoot, done my first triathlon.
Yep.
Again, I think when a client turns in, when we do our weights, their transformations, it says they want to do a triathlon, you probably want to tell them to fucking no do it. But again, you're like, aye mate, you could do that, no bother.
I believe that fitness-wise, you had a threshold that was already there. The endurance side of thing.
Aye, that's because you had me doing fucking HIIT training on treadmill for fucking weeks. So that's how my fitness got up, mate.
Totally.
And but yeah, I achieved obviously a lot in the 12 months I was working with you, and then ended up working with you.
Totally.
But tell me, what was it like coaching me? If you can remember, this was 4 years ago.
I don't have any strong memories regarding hating you or anything like that.
Well, that's good.
I remember really quickly, you hadn't really done a lot of weights, and I remember you kind of saying
Nothing, mate.
aye.
Done nothing.
I remember you kind of saying, how does it work? But the thing that always stuck out to me was, right, okay, there's an issue being a coach. There's systems and there's ways of applying nutrition that black and white work.
Yep.
The question mark always comes down to the I don't know if you might be as black and white as commitment levels of the client, but ultimately, how compliant is that client? Okay. Now, if you get a client that's 100% compliant, and you give them something, now just being obtuse, right? They had the perfect amount of calories, perfect amount of protein, perfect amount of carbs, perfect amount of fats, and they had a really apt program for their level of training or gym experience at that point.
Yep.
Okay. Now, if that was a situation where you could lift that diet and lift that training program and apply it to 10 people, and 9 of those people weren't as compliant, you can really start to doubt how effective what you're giving out to people is.
Aye.
Yeah?
Totally.
So through various stages of my career, I became quite doubtful within what I was handing out at points, going, this person's no change this week, what's going on, and right? And what happened with you was you started setting a standard to put perspective on other clients, where I realised that the doubt that I had within myself and questioning my own methods and revisiting them and going over them was not what needed done. What needed done was probably deeper, more black and white sit-downs with clients. As we went through your leg training, within a whole body programming, your fucking quads just went boom, and within like 2 or 3 months, and I've still got a picture near the window in the daylight in that gym of you doing a quad contraction. I think it was just after your
I remember that picture, man.
Yeah, you got specs on?
Yep.
So, just standing there flexing like fuck, and I'm standing there, like I had just got into the kind of the competition scene. I had just started to understand and appreciate physique development to a more finite degree, and I'd learned what this quad sweep was and what it should look like, and how you start to notice where it's strong or where it's weak. And you were standing here with like this outer suite that was fucking redonkulous, and I was like, fucking, this boy's on top of it. And that was really when I really kind of went, Jesus, he's doing the black and white is what I'm asking him to do, and he's changing like that. And he speak to a few folk to make sure they're stepping up.
I done everything you asked me to, man, because like when I joined that gym, like I'd just given up drinking, man. Like, well, no, so I wouldn't say just. It was probably I think it was about would have been about 6 months. I think I'd stopped drinking. I lost my dad, and that's how I ended up in the gym to fill the time instead of ending up back in the pub. So, you know, I was a guy who had a lot of fucking pain and anger, but the biggest thing of all was that I gave up the one thing that always held me back in life. And I just said to myself, I was like, I've got nothing to stop me from doing whatever it takes to get to where I need to be. I'm just going to do every fucking thing this guy tells me to do, because he's a professional. He knows what he's talking about. He tells me to do something, I do it. I'm sure it's going to work. And it did. I think I could see abs. I don't know. I think it was maybe about 5 months after starting working with me. Do you know what I mean?
You had I remember taking pictures in September of that year, and in the consultation room, I still got those pictures as well. Before and after, and your oblique line was starting to become clear.
But that's it. But like,
had you seen your obliques and abs?
No.
Never ever. Even when you were like 10.
No.
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 Fucking hell. Right.
Well, maybe I don't know, 10. Can't remember that. But no, I was holding too much body fat for the get go. After, even when I was 15, 16, I was still playing football and that. But I liked my grub, and I wouldn't say I was chubby, but I wasn't in shape. And then as soon as I stopped playing football, the drinking started, and I moved out at 18. I was overweight. So I was overweight literally from then until I joined that gym and lost the first cut of stone.
Yeah.
But then obviously when I started with you, I was still overweight. Do you know what I mean? I still would never have took my top off on holiday with a girl. Was probably still wearing baggy clothes at night out and all that.
And I had you turn up your shorts in the sunlight at every opportunity.
You know what?
Let's get another picture of these thighs, mate.
You always gave me grief for having no confidence.
Did I?
But you helped me a lot, man, with my eye, man.
Did I?
Aye, man, I was single at that point. It was the first time in my life of being an adult where I could actually not feel uncomfortable with going out and stuff like that.
Honestly?
But I still had no confidence, like talking to girls at that point when I was single. And basically just always told me to man up.
If you'd have told me that you were struggling to speak to girls, I wouldn't have liked that.
No, you didn't. And but aye, you were you helped with confidence in general though, and the gym just in general. No, that was great at that point. But
love that. That's cool.
But I know I thought I was great. And obviously, I think that got to a point where I just believed in myself. I was like, triathlon, I'll do it. Photo shoot, I'll do it. I want to become a coach. I'll not just sit and think about it. I'll do it. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking right, man.
So, aye, like I could. What if I got? I always think about this, man. What if I'd got? I don't know many of the PTs that worked in that gym at that point, but what if I'd got somebody I didn't like and didn't go back to him?
Totally.
Might I just sacked it?
It'd have been a fucking disaster if you went to the other one.
Might end up back in the pub. I didn't know. Do you know what I mean? I'm serious, but man.
No, that's so much.
And so I worked out all right.
Brilliant. No, that's an
so
insight.
thank you.
I love it. No, that's cool as fuck. That's an insight. Because I think it was.
Like I worked a second job in the street, getting flyers out. I afford to go to you, man. You know what I remember. As much as I had a good paying job in the bank, I'd worked up a lot of debt through my drinking and being a fanny basically. And my spare cash was going to that, and I started paying it through my wages, but I couldn't afford the fucking food I wanted to buy and all that. So I was like, I'm not giving this up. I'm getting another job.
Mate, see that point?
2 jobs.
So this is something that grates me with my clients when they turn around and say to you, like, I want to get in the best shape of my life. I've seen your results. Like, how do I sign up, right? See when they turn around and go, oh, I want whatever. It could be like, I don't know, I want a new car, or I want to decorate, or I want a holiday, or I want whatever, right? I'm not going to be able to come to you now. Anytime, like I've worked with some cracking coaches, mate, I ate crackers and broccoli to make sure I could afford to work with them. Yeah. There was nothing that was a bigger priority. So when I told that coach, I want to learn what I need to learn to get in the best shape of my life to the next degree, I did the actions that backed it up. You know what I mean? And I struggle with people who kind of talk the talk and then just don't walk the walk when it comes into it.
It's like I can't afford coaching, but then I've popped up a new pair of Nikes on Instagram, and that's 100%. Probably a month's worth of coaching.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean?
Like obviously I don't drink, right? So like you were giving me insights into how much somebody might spend in a night out in a week. I'm like, fuck. If they bust 60 quid or 100 quid
easy
on a night out, are they kidding? That'd be their food and their coaching. So, like, I genuinely,
that's crazy, man.
I struggle with folk who, and this is part of the reason why, like, when I created Elite, people ask me, they say, oh, what's the photo shoots all about? The photo shoots, in part, are to refine out who's serious about getting in shape. Because for the majority, well, not the majority, but, well, I suppose, 6 years, 7 years, for a good part of my career in commercial gyms, you were kind of getting people that always wanted to work to a certain stage. I had two clients, two female clients that got into a nice tight 1-pack stroke 6-pack shape. 2 clients in the best part of 8 years. Right? Now, am I saying that's a be-all and end-all? No. What I'm trying to get across is they did what they had to do to get in the shape they said they wanted to get into. And that really spurred me on. It forced me to learn more. It forced me to step up my shit so that I could keep up on top of their results and keep them progressing. So all of a sudden I get invigorated with my job day to day. As opposed to, oh, here's a plan. Here's what you need to do with your food. Here's what you need to do with your training. Oh, you never did it because you went out at the weekend because you wanted a pie. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you get smashed at the weekend and just pissed away all your calories. Oh, that's cool. It's no cool. And there's so many, like, being serious, there's so many PTs out there that they actually get anxious about their clients stepping on the scales, right? So what happens is you normally think it's the client that's shitting it about stepping on the scales. There's PTs that are fearful about the client stepping on the scales during the session because the client's probably going to start to nag them about the lack of results.
Totally.
When their application to the plan is subpar.
Totally.
And that's not cool. So part of what I did in Elite was define the key aspects that I want Elite to really embody is a hard work environment. I want people to come in and hear people screaming when you're stretching them, or hear people fucking grunting because I've got them under a load that they're brand new with, right, and they're struggling to squat it. I want people fucking laughing and loving it, but putting in the sweat time. And I want all the people sitting at the reception to kind of sit there a wee bit worried, like, oh no, it's me next. But I want that, but I also want that kind of family feel where we're all in it together. We're all chasing goals, but we're all fucking head down. We're not sitting talking about it. Do you know what I mean?
I know, man.
So in with that, you've got the atmosphere. That's crucial. I've trained in a couple of classic gyms. Like, one of the ones that I loved the most was probably, well, 2 of them, but Dorian Yates, right? Dorian Yates' club was phenomenal. I loved it, and I met him like after Body Power one year. He came into the club, and this was like the old one that was underground. His son's moved in now, but basically the atmosphere in it was electric. Mate, there was sweat, like it's an arch, right? A big deep arch. There was literally sweat running down the white walls. The place it's like foggy with sweat, and everybody, the kit's like fucking taped up with masking tape just to keep working. It's beautiful. I fucking love it.
Epic,
right?
Man.
And you're filthy. I washed my hands after coming out this session, and the water was black, mate, right? It was epic. So the work environment is key to me, how it feels, the atmosphere. But also within that is once you understand that the standard of the people that come here is higher in terms of what they're working to aesthetically and health-wise, that kind of puts off the people that are not really that serious from even applying in the first place.
Yeah.
And I don't really begrudge that. I don't mean to sound like... I've had PTs attack me saying, that's dead egotistical, having... And this is the weird thing, right? They would say, that's dead egotistical, having such a closed-off environment, if you like, right? Or a closed-off concept. And I'm like, see what you call closed, I call refined. I'm not looking to work with everybody. I've done that for years. I'm now looking to work with the creme de la creme of individuals that are fucking absolutely going to love what we put them through. And for the first year and a half, 2 years, mate, I used to look at the banner at reception and be fearful that the name was putting people off.
Yeah.
And in the last year or so, year and a half, that totally 180'd. And I love the fact that the name might put people off. Because you know what? If you're questioning it, it's maybe not your time just now. You're not ready.
But you know what's great as well, man? It's like someone might just be coming in to get a bit healthier, lose body fat, get in great shape. Mm-hmm. But like, what we do in here can turn that from just get your holiday ready to making their life fucking epic, man. Like, if I if I went to a PT who wasn't as committed to getting me into the best shape of my life, like, you know, lean, physique, willing to stand in front of a cameraman, oiled up to get my photo taken as you were.
Yep.
Like, I wouldn't have chased that myself. If you know what I mean. Like, totally. I needed you to say, you can do that. Let's fucking do it. I wouldn't have came at you and said, I want to do that. I came at you and said, I want to lose more weight. And then you fucking made me want that more.
Yep.
And so it's like, people, I think maybe can get a wee bit like, but as you say, when they're going maybe stand in the scales, maybe to question why they've no lost the weight, when really it's because they relaxed on the weekends. Yep. But then people think, but people need to have a life in that. No, it's like, you can still have a life.
Totally.
But make those sacrifices, and if you make those sacrifices, you can be epic. No normal.
Totally.
Be fucking epic, man. If I'd
100%.
stayed normal, I would have stayed normal, and
Yep.
I'd be living a life that I wouldn't know living the new. I wake up every day excited to live. Do you know what I mean?
Totally, mate. Totally.
And that's the difference, man.
Well, no, like, what are we here for? Like, in the terms of, like, without getting too deep, fuck it, let's get deep. In terms of life, what do you want your daily experience to be?
What's that, man?
Do you know? Do you want it to be fucking a slog, always struggling to make ends meet, hating the person that you go out with? But
even if you're not struggling to make ends meet, you're making great money, but you're still fucking hating 8 hours of your day, 5 days a week.
Totally.
We're only here once, man.
100%. Like, although that's questionable now, but that's a podcast for another day.
Fair enough.
But in essence, it's totally, your life's totally your design. It's yours to mould as you want. And you don't need to run away from that.
No.
But I understand it's scary for a lot of folk. It's scary for all of us. But the other option is just settling for less. And that's no sexy.
I mean, I get it all the time. I mean, why would you want to do an Ironman? I mean, that's insane. Like, why would you even want to do that? And I'm like, because it's fucking amazing. Like, that's me pushing myself to limits that I never thought I could fucking make. And to go for an overweight person who couldn't run for the bus to doing an Ironman at some point in my life, like, that's like just doing something that people wouldn't even think was possible. But it's the whole prove that you can do whatever you want to do.
100%.
You just need to make it happen, man.
Totally. See, I think, when we talk about the support thing, so look, here's a bit of an insight. I don't necessarily get a lot of support. So terms of social circles or family and stuff, I'm kind of seen as the mad bastard that comes up with an idea and there's no change in his mind, right? So I kind of need my YouTube subscriptions and the wee inputs for Daily V and all the rest of it, or whoever's kind of pushing things in a positive light. All those, like those remember those motivational video clips that you showed me on YouTube?
Yep.
You used them during training and that?
Yep.
Mate, all those kind of things.
Motivation grid for anyone that's needing that. It's amazing.
Superb. The kind of support that I get, and it's interesting now because there's now apps geared towards giving you a bit of daily support, so verbally. It's interesting, but ultimately I've never really had that. I've just had this gut feeling in a scenario, followed it and tried not to give up, and that's it. So I've always looked at other sources because I think that support is crucial. And that's part of the reason why when I hear somebody run about me doubt themselves, whether it be you with chicks or a client, about whether they can train hard enough to get in shape, the frustration spills over into a bit of anger. It's like, don't talk like that, because you're opening up the door to the potential of it not happening. And it's a fork in the road, and by you opening up the door, you're already going the fucking wrong way. Just try it, just in trust, and see what happens. If you fuck up and it doesn't come together, fine, try again. But at least stay open to the fact that that other side exists. And I think that's it's crucial. So I try to kind of expose myself to other people that, even Ty Lopez and stuff, other people that have got that good chat.
Epic, man. That goes literally on to the next point about, because we need to deal with this all the time, and well, maybe not all the time, but it happens regularly. I think to most clients at some point in their transformation, that somebody tells them or questions everything that they're doing to the point where their head's fucked with it. And as much as, we see somebody 1 hour a week. 1 hour a week is nothing. Oh, maybe not, maybe more than 1 hour a week sometimes, but a lot of time, yeah, it's maybe 1 hour a week, and they're in a job with other people for how many hours a week? I don't know, like 100%. a lot of hours. 100%. So as much as we're there to motivate them every time they're in here and remind them they're doing well, what they're doing is right, and all the rest of it. Like, I had basically a situation last week where one of my guys came in, and somebody in his work literally said to him, "You've not really made much progress recently, have you? Why are you still training with that guy?" Amongst other things, in regards to his diet, saying that it wasn't right, etc., etc. When this guy is overweight and doesn't train and doesn't eat well and buys crap for his lunch. And
I think it's important to state at this point, because I think, like, for people watching and listening, it can be dead easy to hear two coaches make a statement about somebody's lifestyle not being the best and go, well, they've been a pair of cunts. But the fact of the matter is, if you simplify it, right, so nobody gets butthurt, if you simplify it down, what you're looking at is somebody who has, kind of what you're saying there, no experience.
Exactly.
Telling somebody who's just trying it out,
who's working with a professional,
and they're trying to.
And it's not, and I'm not mentioning that guy's lifestyle to say that he's wrong living that lifestyle.
Totally.
Because I've been there.
Yep.
But I'm mentioning his lifestyle because he's commenting to a guy who's changing his lifestyle for 100%. The better and trying to better himself and his quality of life and his health and his physique. And I just thought it was nuts, man. And we've heard it before, but again, I still, when I get told that this kind of thing happens, I just still can't get my head around why people give that negativity, man. Somebody's clearly doing good. Yep. This, the boy that happened to this time last year, never trained, never exercised. He was out all the time. His diet was no great. He's now eating well. He's lost loads of body fat.
Phenomenal.
He cycles everywhere, instead of getting public transport. He's doesn't really go out much anymore. He's a healthier, fitter, stronger, leaner person, but yet apparently he's not making any progress, and he's not eating the right amount of food and all this kind of stuff. I just think it's nuts that negativity is there. So I mean, like, what's your thoughts on it, basically, in regards to, like, obviously it affects our clients, because as much as they can just turn around and say whatever, it's probably still in their head and thinking that it's going to hurt them, innit? Like, they're trying everything that they can do to get their goal, and somebody's sitting there saying they're not doing good enough.
Yep.
It's mental.
The fundamental of the situation, the delicate aspect of it, as a coach, is you've got to be able to look at each client and kind of go, right, okay, well, where's this individual's self-esteem and self-efficacy? If they feel that they can be quite single-minded and quite resolute in that, you relax, because you don't worry about what people are going to say to that type of individual. Yeah. If somebody's self-esteem is a wee bit lower, every tiny wee step they take from their old lifestyle towards a new lifestyle is a tightrope. Yeah. And they could totally, wee gust of wind could totally send them off it. So the underlying aspect of what we have to do is kind of understand what people need, that wee bit of extra resoluteness from us, and what people don't. And that only comes about just from discussing it with the individuals, obviously. But see, I don't want to sound brutal, but it's going to sound brutal, so I may as well just fucking say it as it is. There's a whole myriad of things that go on socially within any group, okay, whether it's work colleagues or whether it's your friends, and there's always and it can be disguised as banter. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
But there's always a power dynamic. There's always a one-upmanship aspect, and there's always the presence of people's insecurities. And what will happen in that situation, and all the situations like it that we've talked about in the past with clients, is that the individual that's questioning your client is ultimately questioning themselves. And if he knew that his one line to your client was going to have your blood boiling, he would probably be really shocked once he kind of stopped and considered what he's done, because he's not thought about it. He's just reacted off the way he feels. Yeah. Filed that out there. Excuse me. And it's stuck with your client. Your client's then referred it to you. So he'd have probably, if he knew what he was doing, he would probably not have said it in the first place. I think when somebody is ultimately making somebody else feel bad for something they're doing, it's usually 9 times out of 10 because they feel they can't do that themselves. Yeah. And if, let's say that individual specific to that situation, let's say that individual says that to him because he also has not changed in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. If he sees that the other boy, to whatever degree he sees them, shirt, trousers, it's not like he sees them in his boxers. Totally. But, and I don't mean sees him in his boxers for anything filthy, I just mean sees him in his boxers to assess his aesthetic change. But ultimately, if he gauges with his limited insight that this boy's not changing as well, if he feels he's one up because he's not spent a month's worth of money with you, then you're right, high five. What is it you're trying to achieve here in this conversation? Yeah. But in the grand scheme of things, the brutal way that I look at it fundamentally is when a client is approached by somebody who files out some shite, I ask a client to look at the individual. Do they look the way the client wants to look? Do they feel the way my client wants to feel? So if the person's like coughing their lungs up because they've had 3 fags at lunchtime, or the person's got a degree of body fat that the client wants to move away from because the client no longer wants to be overweight, then if the person doesn't really live the lifestyle but offers an insight or offers some kind of derogatory comment, I think at that point, being black and white about it, you shut it down. You just go, all right, thanks for that. In one ear, out the other. And my advice my advice to anybody in a situation where they're getting grief or they're getting Schneiding remarks is literally look at the person that's saying it to you. Ask yourself, do they look the way I want to look? Do they feel the way I want to feel? And if the answer's no, then, like I said, in one ear, out the other, move on.
I like it. But it's hard. It's easier said than done, but I think it's something that we do need to bring up in things like this, because it's a tough thing for people to have to deal with. And anybody that's listening to this, I just hope that they get that. They actually, next time somebody does say something, like, just have a donut, like, it's just one donut. Well, for that person that's trying to lose weight, it's not just one donut. Do you know what I mean? It's one donut that could potentially set them off for the rest of the day and the rest of the week.
Yep.
You just need to do what you need to do for yourself, man, I think.
Yep.
And if you've got a coach, believe in and trust in the coach. And
totally. I think if there's a scenario, see when somebody freaks out, let's say somebody goes, Scott, I'm at a party here and there's donuts and I'm thinking about having one because they make me feel bad. Personally, I think I'd love it if the client felt entrusting enough in me to message me and go, I know I'm just having a weak moment here, but I really feel like I want it, but I don't want to have it. What do you think I should do? I'd love them to use me as their coach to kind of reinforce, no, you've done epically well from Monday to Saturday. This is no different.
Yeah.
Their opinion of why you should have it is different from yours.
Sometimes they just need that wee bit of reassurance.
100%.
You know what I mean?
We all do.
And if that's literally just one text out your day, then something that as coaches, and I certainly don't mind, I'm sure you don't mind doing that kind of stuff, because that can be the difference between somebody coming in the next week anxious and being because, I had that, and then they had two, and then I went home and had a pizza because I'd ruined the day.
I felt like I fucked.
Know what I mean? So to other people, it's just one donut or it's just one drink.
Yep.
But usually it doesn't finish at that, does it? Because that kind of is broken.
The guilt starts.
Aye.
Yep.
And that's it. And again, I wouldn't ever sit here and say to anybody they can't have moderation in any of those things. But as I said, when it's somebody who's trying to break habits, sometimes that they do need to abstain from those things in certain situations, especially when it's like a party situation where there's the chances are if they have one, there's going to be more. Do you know what I mean?
I've kind of see when it comes to the moderation thing. When it comes to donuts or drink or whatever would be in a party situation, buffet food, stuff like that, I've probably started becoming more kind of teetotal with people and saying, look, now this is relative to their body fat. If they've got a high body fat percentage, 9 times out of 10, especially carbohydrates, their body's not going to process those carbs well. So I've probably moved away from saying, I just have even through the week, just have a mishmash of things and it'll be cool. I'll just have one that night, it'll be cool. I've probably started becoming a wee bit firmer with people and saying, look, realistically, it's hard for me to explain to you how good it'll feel when your body can effectively use those types of foods. But trust me, just now, forgo them, stick to your more nutrient-dense options, and then when we get to a stage of body fat that gives us certain health markers that shows you could probably assimilate the shit out of that donut, then start to do it a wee bit more so. Yeah. But
like the bigger thing is then if somebody's got a high body fat percentage, there's a reason for that.
100%.
And it's probably those types of foods that they taste so nice and that they're so sweet and who has one?
They're amazing.
Nobody has one. You go to Krispy Kreme and you get 3 because you know you're going to want 3. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's it, man. It's like
box of 12.
It's nuts, man.
Those plain donuts are amazing.
Oh man. Let's go tomorrow.
I know.
Getting to the kind of end, man. Don't even know how long we've been rambling on here for, man, but it's all good. It'll just take me a year to edit it, but it's fine. Last bit, man. Somebody's been on the Elite website. Somebody's been on your Instagram, my Facebook, whatever it may be.
Totally.
And they're sitting at home. They think they want to do it, but they're just not quite sure if it's for them or if they can do it. Yep. Because they probably don't believe in themselves at this point, let's be honest. What would you say to that person? Maybe somebody listening to this podcast who's listening to us speak and go, I think I want to work with one of them.
Okay.
but I don't know if it's for me, or I don't know if I can do it. What would before somebody taking on an transformation, what would you say to them? What would you say that they need to know within themselves, or what they need to be prepared for?
Okay, so there's two parts to that.
This bloody microphone stand, I'm going to need to fix this.
God.
Apologies, mate.
I'm losing it, mate.
This is a bad chat for me, getting you a dodgy microphone stand.
It's alright. I'll handle it. So there's two parts. Ultimately, there's the part that forced me to readdress how I was going to initiate a client when they first started, a new applicant. And then there's the more general mindset for the individual. So in the general mindset, so for somebody that's sitting at home just now, the general aspect of what is basically nothing starts until you start. You can sit and think about it all day, but even if you're in a situation where you're researching YouTube, weight training, pros and cons, something like that, just to start to kind of break yourself into what is weight training, what's it about, is it all just mega heavy all the time, which is not, but what is it? Or if you're a bit more advanced, you're maybe visiting gyms, right? You're not sure what you're looking for, what makes a gym better than another one. Quick insight into that. Hundreds of kit, not a lot of members. That's the ideal mix. Good luck with that, but still, that is what we try and aim for. Now, basically, the aspect that changes from like my end of things fundamentally is that in the first 4 weeks, I had to address that how I initiated somebody had to be much more of a dip your toe in opportunity, which they could cut at 4 weeks, and if they felt satisfied or able to carry on with themselves, they could do. Or if finances weren't allowing them to move forward, then that's fine. But at least they've got a better insight and something to work with. So basically, in the first 4 weeks, what will happen is I'll pull somebody in for 2 sessions a week instead of 1, and that gives them an opportunity to really. Initially, in the first session, let's say they come on a Monday and a Friday. On the Monday, they're going to have all these questions that pop up on Monday night. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And they'll go, fuck, I should have asked them that. Now, in my old way of working, they wouldn't have got to ask that until the following week. And in that process, in that time frame, that could have been one of those things that makes them a wee bit unsure and uncertain, right? And ultimately, what we're trying to do is really cement solid habits quickly, right? The ideas that they can do it, the idea that they can apply themselves to quite a good wee workout, weights-wise, etc. That they can get into a better food structure and be on top of it with a food diary really quickly. It's key to get those ideas in their heads, but let them see, oh my God, I can do this. So that first 4 weeks is key. So for the first 4 weeks, there's 2 sessions a week, and what we're trying to do is kind of get that clarity where we don't force it down somebody's throat, but they kind of go, I can do this. Because see, when you said, when you and I sat down, you never felt forced to sign up. Part of what I did with you is run you through what I call my service structure, and that is 3 or 4 phases of what I'm going to do with you and why I'm going to do it. Now, when I give you an insight into how that roadmap looks and how you're going to travel along it, with that information, you can make an informed decision about whether you want to do it or not. So instead of me doing like Gordon Gekko style sales, hammering people to come and sign up.
Mate, you know what you're doing when you showed me that 6-pack, man. There's no going back for that, mate. I was like, I'm fucking getting that.
But did I show you is it that old Google picture with the comparisons?
I was like the body fat percentages.
I know.
You're like, what one do I look like? And I'm like, him?
Right, so I would have showed you that. But ultimately, what happens is as I talk about how your journey works, you get excited about it and you go, I do why I do that. Yeah. So what happens is it's an organic process, and I get you excited as fuck about working towards this goal, as opposed to me going, you should work with me because I'm running a block that's £100 this month instead of 160.
Probably.
Right, well, no, that's shite, mate, because that's just not a motivation that's going to last any longer than a couple of weeks. So, in a more hands-on, practical way, I'm trying to instigate the same idea with people that come in just now, so that as they go through the 4 weeks, they can generate their own ideas of whether this is for them or not, and then moving into a full-on transformation. And mate, you know how much work it takes to develop some of these insights into food the way we do it. We don't just go, right, here's a plan, go and follow that, and fuck off and come back to me. What happens is, you've got to apply yourself. You've got to take the aspects of nutrition and training that we teach you, and then make them your own. So somebody, look.
But before I trained with you, I'd never tried prawns, salmon, fucking venison. I could name loads. I'd never even tried them.
Jesus, I don't even remember that.
So if you just sat down to me and said, "Would you like chicken and vegetables and something else?" Or there's a plan. There's I would never have tried those foods, but because you're like, these are all epic foods. Go and give them a bash.
Totally.
I tried them. And I'm these are amazing. I was having something different for my dinner every night.
I remember your food diary when we went through real food with you. I remember your food diary being, for a young guy, mega explorative, and quite adventurous. And I was like, this boy's got it. I personally feel that it's absolutely crucial that I expose clients to as many nutrient dense foods as possible really quickly, and lessen kind of nullify the idea that they go, oh, eating healthy is going to be hard or bland. Try and nullify those ideas really quick. And even a simple rule, something I integrated recently this year, was I now ask every client to try one new food a week or one new recipe.
Yeah, totally.
It's up to them, but they need to do one or the other, because in 3 months of that, their food horizons explode. Right. And what happens is the variety chat or the food being too hard calms right down. But that all comes back to people saying food's hard because they don't spend as much time in the kitchen as they do in the gym. Oh, I can train well, but I can't really eat as well. Right, okay. How much time do you spend opening up Jamie Oliver's cookbook?
Cooking's easy, isn't it?
Cooking's easy when you put the time in.
Like, there's just, to me, it's just kind of following instructions.
100%. And I don't say that as a great cook, mate.
Oh, never mind. But, like, I can follow instructions in a book and follow it. Maybe if it's like a cake or something like that, I'll probably fuck it up at some point with the ingredients or the measurements. But, like, sauces and dishes with rices, pastas, all that kind of stuff, I think it is just the time thing, innit? Or the effort. That's the biggest thing.
Because you turn around to somebody and say, right, your program will take you 40 minutes. They'll go to the gym for an hour. Yeah, easy. If you turn around, like, one of the things going forward could be possibly, I pick like a lucky dip, and it's either a food or a recipe, and I pick it out. Because I tried this with the daily emails to say to clients, probably on a Sunday, right, the theme for this week was going to be Thai or Jamaican or whatever. Sometimes a couple of times I offered a recipe. But again, I kind of like the autonomy of saying to somebody, here's a general outline, you do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It doesn't serve for us to wipe their arses all the time. It's just not cool long term. But maybe it would be an idea for a lucky dip, just for somebody to kind of hang in and go boom. Because I was totally thinking, in terms of challenges, monthly challenges, I'm probably going to intertwine challenges with days out. So realising some of the things that we've got locally, I don't want to give anything away at this point, but realising some of the things that we've got locally here that we could totally do with clients. Yeah. It's like, right, okay, well, we could give folk a break every third month or whatever and go do something fun, and the other months give them a challenge that will kick their backside. But I think all of that comes back to, like, giving them the autonomy, giving them that understanding, getting them out of their own comfort zone so they can realise their own fluff, their own bullshit, their own story that they tell themselves that keeps them in the same spot. Getting them away from that, which is crucial, and helping them write a new story and define a new reality of how they can actually live a lifestyle that's healthy and look better and feel better is crucial. And in that first 4 weeks, all I want them to do is just get a sniff of that, just in a bite-sized chunk that's totally easy for them to do and not scary. Yeah. And then, you know what, if they get to week 4 and they go, I didn't think I could do this, I'm now starting to see how the basic parts of this foundation are put together. I think I might build the next level. Then we talk about, right, okay, well, from week 5 onwards, we're working towards a shoot. Here's how it works, here's why it works. And you've kind of already you've already done the hardest bit by laying the foundation in the first 4 weeks.
Totally, man.
And then at that point, they're kind of going, fuck. So it's still going to be challenging, but I've done the mainstay of the hard work already. Brilliant. Do you know what I mean? And I want that feeling in them. I want that feeling in them of, I can do this. Yeah, man. Like, end of the day, Scott, the other part of the photo shoots was my experience competing. So I wanted to hit body power to reach more people by ideally getting a platform with a supplement company. So what I was going to do in 2013 was basically get in ridiculous shape, go to Body Power, half naked, hit every literally fucking cold call every stand that I respected and go, you don't know me, but you need to know me. I want to be able to write on your website to help people, do videos for you, and just basically get out there and reach a wider audience. I just wanted that platform because I felt like I was stagnant. I felt like I was in a situation where my career wasn't moving in a big enough direction, you know. Little did I know what was going to happen a few months later. But anyway, basically, going through the process of the competition, the grind, the training sessions twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, the lack of food, the mental challenge that it demands when you're getting into the best shape of your life became a beautiful, cathartic, self kind of realising experience. And I was like, this is fucking life changing. If you'd have told me getting the best shape of my life would have those other like really amazing knock-ons, I'd have kind of went, how the fuck's that? It sounds like I'd just be starving all the time. No, I ended up refining and redefining who and what I could be.
Right. It's the same for me with the elite clientship. Me as a client now.
Yours?
Yeah.
Well, ultimately I was like, right, this is a beautiful process. Let's go to the competition, which will be beautiful as well. And then what happened in the competition was you quite quickly start picking up that there's politics and that it's not all about how you look from the neck down. Bodybuilding competitions are more about how you look from the neck down, but I'm into a fitness competition which is much more about the shiny teeth and the hairdo and all the rest of it, which I don't have. But ultimately I went into it and was a wee bit gutted at that and a wee bit put off. I then considered how much things had changed though between that first 6 months of 2013, between me going, right, okay, I'm going to go to Body Power to become a sponsored athlete, and then just through advice from a guy I worked with, it was like, well, no, go and do the competition before Body Power, and then when you go to Body Power, you've got your foot in the door because people know you. I was like, brilliant idea, because it's who you know at the end of the day, right? So I was like, right, let's do that. So that's why I did my first comp. So I did it, loved it, saw how the mechanics of the show worked, didn't like that, thought, right, okay, you know what, I'll treat that with a bit of salt, and any time I compete in future, it'll be not so the judges can tell me that I've made progress, or the judges can give me feedback, it'll be for me to look at everything, my condition to my posing, have a video from this one, or pictures from this one, and pictures from that one, or a video from that one and this one, and continually have a series of these where I can compare and contrast my own thoughts on whether I'm making progress towards the physique I want long term. So competing to me became quite singular after the first show. So when the idea of elite in the shoots formed, I was like, well, I definitely want people to experience the beauty of that process, even right down to the tans and stuff. Yeah. I want that whole buzz that comes with it, and I want them to understand that I'm nothing special. I'm just a boy that followed the plan and got in shape. I'm not some fucking magic athlete from America. I'm not some genetically gifted mofo from Russia. I'm just a boy that stuck to the plan. That's totally, mate. So elite shoots, the other side of it is to kind of show people that if they stick to the plan, they can totally become or look who they want to become and how they want to look.
The next one is going to be Stevie. He's going to come on and talk about his transformation and his shoot. Totally,
mate. Totally. Hopefully I'll have the mics for a shorter version of that. Get them up. Even Nicky and that as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. That'll be a good chat this week.
Totally.
I think that's us, mate.
Done.
Anything you want to add?
No, I loved it.
Here's all people listen to the whole 1 hour and 53 minutes of it, eh?
The fucking better.
Because I think the more epic stuff was towards the end, wasn't it?
It was all epic, mate.
No, cheers for that, man. Appreciated. Thanks for coming on.
Totally, mate.
Amazing, mate.
Totally. I liked it.
Cheers, man.
You want to talk about?
Apart from the fact that I'm up at 6:30 in the morning and it's 10:30, no.
See you later.
Just going to bed, mate.